and I'm feeling.
Right, what is up guys and girls, and welcome back to another video. This time we're racing around Malaysia and it's round 5 of the Noob Journey. I had to miss out on round 4, unfortunately. I couldn't make it as it was a national holiday here in the Netherlands. And let's put it that way, well, I wasn't home in time, but I was also a bit too drunk to drive, and never drink and drive. Right, so we're here now for my best qualifying lap around Malaysia, the Sepang International Circuit. Dry quali, dry race, so it should be a fairly standard race weekend. Malaysia, it's a lovely track. I mean, I really like it, but it does have some difficult corners. This one coming up now, take this corner in 6th and then immediately switch back to 5th because of the fast right-hander. If you run wide here, the lap's just pretty much ruined. Then this corner you can brake pretty late, down to 4th, and just right below. No, that wasn't too bad. Then upshift a bit early to get rid of the wheel spin. Hard braking zone here, down into 2nd, attack the apex. That was actually quite nice. Upshift a bit early. Ooh, that was a bit late for me there. Ooh, yeah, see, massive tank slapper there. I hate this corner. I really hate it. Like 9 out of 10 times I would run wide, so this is actually my best lap just because I made that corner. And then this one, as soon as you see the curves on the right hand side disappear and then reappear, I attacked the apex a bit too late. You can cut in a bit earlier, but it was decent. Right, go through the gears quickly. As someone mentioned in a comment on the video of Germany, I think that I need to upshift a bit earlier. Thanks for that, I tried it and it did improve sometimes. Right, coming up to the line, open DRS as quickly as possible. As you can see, sometimes I still look, or I still upshift a bit too late, but I'm working on it. Thanks for your advice. So that put us up into P4, and by the end of quali we're in P5, fairly decent result. If you've got Morgs who qualified on pole, then we got Pepsi Max, Respawn, Briggsy, myself, Callum W, I think that's, yeah, Jamie, and then Corza who qualified on the mediums, and then we got Nemau and Get Trolled who finishes off the top 10. Remember that name? Get Trolled. Right, so this was qualifying around Malaysia, and now it's time for the race. Right, welcome back to the race around Sepang International Circuit. You join us here on the formation lap. I actually managed to complete a formation lap. That's the first time in 5 rounds that no one's been taken out on the formation lap. Oh, I mean, I haven't been taken out by anyone, sorry. Right, this corner, take it gently in 2nd. You know, formation lap, ideally everyone takes off one at a time and then keeps his track position, heats up the tires, gets to know the track, and then or get to know the track, sorry, and then reform back on the grid. But that's not how Noob Journey works. As Corrigan dives on my inside, I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna let him go because he's a man on a mission, as you will see later on. But yeah, you have a chance to heat up your tires nicely, get to know the track, see where the limits are. I mean, if you go off on the formation lap, no problem. Just if you make contact, you rejoin on the grid, or if you don't make contact, you know, you've got all the time in the world to get back. As who's this? Ooh, hello. Runs a bit wide. But we got Corrigan, who just completely took out Morgs. Nice one, Corrigan, well done. Bit of banter, taking out Morgs in the hairpin, as I think that's a place where loads of dive bombs will happen, but it's not really the best place because the hairpin tightens. So there's like nowhere to go if you're dive bombing or if you are being dive bombed, as I run completely wide into this corner. Stay up the gravel unfortunately, so my tyres don't get ruined. So we're now behind Briggsy. I overtake him and then I'm like, wait, what am I doing? My tyres will cool down on the grid. So I decided to stay here, weave a little bit. As Butchers just spears past us and I was like, yeah, I don't know if I want to stay here. As who's that? Callum passes us as well, but yeah, just before the hairpin, game takes over, put you back on the grid. I really want, not in multiplayer obviously, but in F1 2017 single player, I want to do this part on my, like, on my own, not let the computer do it, so you can vettle it up and just park it anywhere you want on the grid. Lol. But yeah, here we are on the grid. P5, Callum W behind us, and Briggsy ahead of us. Here we go. 3, 4, 5 red lights, and off we go for the Malaysian Grand Prix. TchoukMaster just completely jumps the start and spears off. It's a fairly decent start as Briggsy gets a bit close, and I am a bit spooked going into this corner that I just brake too late and hit Reese, and then hit I think what? Oh yeah, I hit Callum W. Racing incident. Nothing he could have done. Nothing I could have done. So we spun a bit, managed to keep it out of the gravel. That was a nice evasive move. As I'm now behind Model Chemical, I overtake him. But yeah, I got spooked into the first corner by McLaren coming a bit too close. I mean, it was all my fault. And then I hit the back of Reese, so I apologized during the race, and he was like, yeah, no problem, didn't ruin my race. I did have minor front wing damage, sorry, but I wasn't gonna repair it because the damage is unreduced. But yeah, so scrappy first 2 corners, making contact with Reese, minor contact, but it didn't affect his race. And minor contact with a Callum racing incident. Nothing could have happened. I just hit the side pod. If I would have hit one of the tyres, it would have been fine, but side pod, and I just went off. No problem. Back into P7 on the softs. People around me on the hards, but they will need to pit later on into the race, whereas I will probably pit around lap 4 or 5 depending on the tyre wear as Butchers runs wide, so we're going to take that position. And now we're up into P6 with Jamie 183 ahead of us, who we had a lovely battle with around Germany 2 rounds ago. This corner, I just can't take it right. Oh, as Pepsi has had an incident, so we're going to overtake him and take P5 as well. So yeah, scrappy first lap. As you can see, there's people still on the straight before the hairpin. As Morg set the fastest lap, and 1:45. I mean, obviously, sets the fastest lap. He had pole position, so he had a pretty clean lap. But yeah, so that was a lap 1 around Malaysia. Yeah, cheers, Jeff. I'll be on the hards. So we got forward now to lap 4. Some people are already pitting. I decided to take him out for 1 more lap because tyre wear wasn't that bad. So we got the first back marker ahead of us of Get Trolled, and I think we have a radio message.
Come on, where's the blue flags? Do I have to try to overtake him or what? Lap car.
Yeah, so not amused as we are trying to lap a fucking hell. A lap car. I mean, me spinning off it was completely my fault as I was trying to push and overtake a back marker. Back markers, blue flags, you know, you should move off the racing line, etc, etc. But me spinning out was just me putting on the power too early. But I was really annoyed after this, and my confidence really took a hit. I really don't want to be overtaking back markers or pushing to overtake back markers. I mean, just either slow down or move to the side, especially around, well, Malaysia isn't that bad, but I can only imagine how Monaco will be. Ooh, who's this? Is it Sketchroll? And ooh, Morgs has had an incident as well. That's Butch's Crack is ahead of it. Oh, who has a tank lap, so we're going to take that position as well. But we still need to pit to go onto the hards. Oh no, this is Sketchroll as he weaves right in front of me. Thank fuck for ghosting there. So that's twice now he's gotten in my way. And you know, I really hope there won't be a third time because I'm getting really annoyed with this right now. Right, we got DRS from Morgs. We're gonna pit this lap because with the little incident like me spinning, it really ruined my tyres a bit. So we're gonna come in to the pits, put on a set of hards, and then hopefully run to the end of the race on this set of hards. Fairly decent pit stop, put us back to P10, but we're gonna overtake the AI car of Model Chemical now, as we've got Pepsi Max ahead of us in P8 on the hards. I think he started on the hards as well. But yeah, so P9 at the moment, not exactly where I want it to be, but I remember I did pit the people on the hards ahead of me, still have to pit, and I have had a minor incident where I spun out trying to overtake Get Trolled. Speaking of Get Trolled, he's ahead of us again. Let's see if we can overtake him this time without any troubles as he's weaving all over the place. Let's hope that this doesn't cause any incidents, and he took us out. Fucking hell, you fucking idiot. radio
I
message.
think my nose is damaged. Just to copy you again. Kivia's attack was suicidal. There was always gonna be a crash. No way with the speed he had, he could have done the corner.
Yeah, so you heard it, radio message from a driver. Attack from Kvyat. Suicidal. Cheers. Get trolled in the Toro Rosso. He just completely weaved to the right and took me out. So nice in English. Took me out. I wasn't happy with this. My confidence once again took a massive hit because lap after that I was really slow. But here I'm getting back into my groove. Overtook Buttius for P9. But at this moment I was absolutely raging in the party chat. This is why I don't do live com on these videos, because I would have to censor like half of them. But yeah, I wasn't amused with that. Get trolled, getting in my way like 3 times. One side spun off, my own fault. I'll give him that. But this time you just completely weaved to the right to take me out. Not amused. But anyway, we carry on to lap 9. We're in P8 at the moment, and we've got the AI car of Motor Chemical ahead of us. He's AI because he disconnected. Unlucky, but you know, the AI cars managed to keep it on the track, whereas some of the noobs don't. But yeah, so I've got Buttius behind me. Lovely game tag that is, Buttius. He's in P9 on the medium, so he's on a softer compound. So I'm trying to build out a gap to him, as he is a decent driver. And I think we'll be battling more in the near future. But yeah, as Motor Chemical is an AI car, you don't have to bother overtaking him. You can just go straight through him. But now it's, you know, my job to get a gap to Buttius. I love saying that name, Buttius. If you're watching this video, your gamer tag is a 10 out of 10. As we've got the AI of Caboose, who's just wait, an AI car that's just gone off. Yeah, I'm never trusting AI to drive my vehicle ever again. But yeah, he's in P14. He had to leave, I think, due to some I don't know. He had to leave like halfway through the session, but you know, the AI's in 14th. He might get points if people retire. But we stayed behind him just long enough to get the DRS. As I am trying to catch some people, but the gap to the cars ahead of me is like 29 seconds, so unless they make a massive mistake, it's probably going to be P7. But yeah, I can live with P7. I mean, I know the people ahead of me, in likes of Morgs, Pepsi, Callum W, Jamie. Well, Jamie, we had some fair battles with him, and I would think we will again in the near future. But I mean, I did have 2 incidents, one massive one. But yeah, Pepsi, Morgs, Callum, Briggsy. I mean, I know they're faster than me, but I just tried to get points due to consistency, which was working fine so far. And still P7, I mean, I get points on the board, which is great for myself and obviously for Red Bull Racing as well, as Ben is getting better as well, so he's getting points on a weekly basis now. So we're a bit like the dark horse in the constructors. Obviously the Williams of Morgan and Pepsi are getting a lot of points. Oh fuck's sake, let's get trolled again. They're getting a lot of points, but you know, they do push hard, so if they retire once, or one of them retires, that allows the other teams to catch up. So yeah, it's just our job for Red Bull to get consistent points, and Ben is doing that just fine along with myself. Yeah, as long as we get top 10 finishes, we'll be alright. Right, let's see if I can get trolled on a fair way this time. Or, I mean, if I can get past him without being taken out, I mean. He's AI, so we can just drive straight through him. That worked fair. And as you will see, I will look backwards after this series of corners. So, down to 4th. Another right-hander. And as I look back now, as you will see, he's not ghosting anymore, so he just pauses the game, waits until people are near, and then look what he does now. Look at the proximity arrows. He tries to dive bomb me into the hairpin. A back marker who's being lapped for the 3rd or 4th time is trying to dive bomb on the hairpin. You know what? Get fucked. At the time of... No, not get trolled, get fucked. Yeah, you heard it. But at the time of recording this audio, he's... I can confirm that he has received a free race ban. So, yay. But yeah, we're coming across the line, lap 14. Nothing major happening in the last 2 laps. It's P7. We're going to come across the line P7. I'm actually happy with that. After an eventful race, I'm happy with P7. And we're going to go on board now with Buttius. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is Buttius being completely blown up by get trolled. But yeah, as I can confirm, he's now out. So Morgs has won this Malaysian Grand Prix. Well done. Then we got Respawn in 2nd, Jamie in 3rd. Good race for him. Pepsi Max in 4th. And then who's that in 5th, I can't see. That's Jay Corrigan. In 6th, we've got Callum W. Myself in 7th. Nimau in 8th. Good race for him as well. Then in 9th, we've got Buttius, Krakius, and then in 10th, we've got Daniel Fiat. Well done. So that's probably going to be get trouble, but he's going to lose them points. But this has been the Noob Journey around Malaysia. Next week we'll be back with round 6. We don't know what track it is yet, but make sure to follow TchoukMaster22 and Rixon as well on Twitter and on YouTube for updates on the Noob Journey. But yeah, this has been Average Ken, Papa Ken. See you, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.